sisters on the live, and they upstairs. They asking for some tea. I don't know how to get it.
Sure. Yeah, we have cups. Yeah, you can pass. You can put it by the steps with some cups, inshallah. Yeah, no discrimination.
Sure.
Yeah. Sisters can drink just like the brothers.
It works. No.
You good now?
No.
Okay, been there. Jazakumullah khairan. Okay. Just make sure you save me what?
So look.
The last. The best part of the pot, right? Is the
It's the back, the last, right?
yeah, that's for sure. One of the different ways, FYI speaking, that I personally prefer when I'm making loose leaf tea, or even if I'm using a tea bag. Let's say, for example, I have 5 bags in this batch, or 3 bags. Even though it's already in the bag, or even though I have a strainer with my loose leaf, I personally enjoy to have some of the tea in the cup. Maybe not all of it, but some of it. To me, that adds a little, signature type of pizzazz to it, and you can also eat it as well. It's more of a, in my opinion, more of a homemade type of thing, in which everything isn't supposed to look super clean and perfect, but it's homemade. You get what I'm trying to say? Bread that's made at home versus bread that you buy from the factory, in which everything is perfect, symmetric, this color versus the bread that's made in the oven at home. That may have a little edge on it, a little burn on it. That's all a part of it, right? Wallahu ta'ala. All right. So last week we were discussing vomiting and cupping. A person can become sick while he's fasting. He or she throws up. Is the fast valid or not? A person needs to become cupped. They're normally one who gets cupped. Can they do that while they're fasting or not? And we explained that the scholars of Islam of the past, they differed on both of these issues. They differed on both of these issues. With regards to someone trying to vomit intentionally versus a person doing it accidentally. With regards to, does the act of getting cupped break the fast, or is it borderline breaking the fast, in which a person has all of that blood taken from their body and they become extremely weak and weakened, in which they need to eat, drink, etc. Also, the way that the ancient Arabs used to cup was oftentimes the blood would be sucked by the mouth. Obviously, things are different nowadays. Technology, medical advancements, HIV, AIDS, different diseases and illnesses with blood, so on and so forth, germs, so on and so forth. Things are different now. But back then, oftentimes they would what? Suck the blood. So some scholars, they say that the hajim, the cupper, when he's sucking someone's blood, there's no guarantee that he won't swallow some of the blood. So there are different madahib of the ulama of Islam with regards to the 2 issues and with regards to the various hadiths. أفطر الحاجم والمحجوم. احتجم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وهو محرم. احتجم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وهو صائم. We mentioned all of that last week in the beginning of the chapter, right? Let alone the athar from the Sahaba and the Tabi'een regarding cupping and regarding vomiting, and how many of them held the view that the fast is broken from that which is ingested into the body, not from that which leaves the body. All right? So therefore, in brief, to summarize things, because it's a very momentous argument here in Fathul Bari, several pages, is that the safest view is to avoid cupping. When you're cupping someone, the safest thing to do is to make up that fast. And of course, even safer than making up the fast is not to do it. Now the question is a Muslim allowed to intentionally get cupped while fasting? Is a Muslim allowed to be a cupper in the month of Ramadan? If the Muslim holds the view, if he is under the understanding that it breaks the fast, then of course it's going to be a problem. It's going to be extremely problematic versus a person cupping or getting cupped out of necessity. Now, everybody understand this? So therefore that should be avoided. And as we said, we mentioned the view of most of the ulama of the past, what they held regarding vomiting, intentionally and unintentionally. Okay, we explained that last week's class, right? And as well, the cupping should be avoided. And the modern day issue that we mentioned was, does donating blood hold the same ruling as hijama, in which you're taking vials of blood out of your body, blood test, blood donation, whatever the case may be. Does that hold the same ruling as getting cut, hijama? Understand this? The weakness on the body is clear. Large amounts of blood leaving the body, just like clear, right? Inshallah. An issue similar to this is sleep. Does sleep break wudu or not? Some say that the actual act of sleep breaks wudu. Sitting, laying, standing, lying on your side, etc. And other scholars, they say sleep doesn't break wudu, but sleep is the doorway to wudu being broken. When you're asleep, you're unconscious, your nerves, your muscles, your body, and in most cases, a person will pass wind, and they won't even realize it. Understand this? And the same applies to getting cupped. The cupping, some say it doesn't break the fast, but it's what? So therefore, it takes the ruling of breaking the fast. Everybody understand this or not? And obviously this is extremely important with regards to getting a blood transfusion or blood donation. I didn't eat, I didn't drink, I'm cool, I'm good. I didn't eat anything, I didn't drink anything, there's no hadiths on that. And I can survive to the end of the day. Versus a person saying, oh man, I'm super tired, I'm super weak, I'm really tired, I'm really hungry, I'm really thirsty, all of that blood came out of my body. Oh man, it's only 2 p.m. Everyone understand this? Khayran inshallah ta'ala. All right. So let's move on, or let's move forward to the next chapter, Bidnillahi ta'ala. And that's the simple summary, is that those things should be avoided. And if a person spits up or vomits accidentally, then inshallah the fast is still what? Valid. The fast is still valid. Chapter number 33. Imam Al-Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, باب الصوم في السفر والإفطار. حدثنا علي بن عبد الله قال حدثنا سفيان عن أبي إسحاق الشيباني أنه سمع ابن أبي أوفى رضي الله عنه قال كنا مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في سفر فقال لرجل انزل فاجدح لي قال يا رسول الله الشمس قال انزل فاجدح لي قال يا رسول الله الشمس قال انزل فاجدح لي فنزل فجدح له فشرب ثم رمى بيده هنا ثم قال إذا رأيتم الليل أقبل منها هنا فقد أفطر الصائم. تابعه جرير وأبو بكر بن عياش الشيباني عن ابن أبي أوفى قال كنت مع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في سفر. حدثنا مسدد قال حدثنا يحيى عن هشام قال حدثني أبي عن عائشة أن حمزة بن عمرو الأسلمي قال يا رسول الله إني أسرد الصوم. حدثنا عبد الله بن يوسف قال أخبرنا مالك عن هشام بن عروة عن أبيه عن عائشة رضي الله عنها زوج النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أن حمزة بن عمرو الأسلمي قال للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أصوم في السفر وكان كثير الصيام فقال إن شئت فصم وإن شئت فأفطر. The next chapter is regarding traveling and fasting. Traveling and fasting. Once again, something which is extremely common and practical. Traveling for work, traveling for leisure, traveling for medicine, traveling for business, traveling for ilm. Can a person travel and fast? Or is it obligatory to break the fast? If you're traveling, is it recommended to break the fast? Or is it recommended to keep the fast? I'm not hungry that much. I'm not that thirsty. I can wait. But is it the sunnah to break the fast when traveling? Or is it best, most recommended to keep the fast? Now, also another issue, is it disliked to keep one's fast when there's a need to break it? I'm driving from New York City to Philadelphia. I'm in Staten Island, stuck in traffic, Friday afternoon. Anyone who knows, right? You're trying to get on the Gothels Bridge. The traffic can become what? Crazy. No doubt about that. Hour, 2 hours for a couple of miles between the Belt Parkway, Staten Island, and New Jersey, etc. So I can survive, but stopping, going, and get a little, tired. Where's my tea? I'm used to drinking tea right now. Need some water. Look at how many stuck. Me driving on the road is one thing. Driving, you're moving, alhamdulillah, smooth ride. but you're stuck in an hour traffic jam because of road work or because of a car on the side of the road or a small fender bender. It may take a lot out of you. So I can continue my fast, but is it disliked for me to keep my fast right now? These are all issues pertaining to this what? This chapter. With regards to fasting while traveling. Let alone the other issues pertaining to fasting and traveling, such as returning. You come back to New York City, it's only 4 p.m. There are 2.5 hours, 3.5 hours remaining in the day. You broke your fast when you were outside of New York City. You're now back in New York City. Do you have to stop eating and drinking for the rest of the day? Or are you allowed to eat and drink until the rest, and because you have to make it the day already? Right? Okay? Wahakada. And the different ins and outs of fasting in the state of traveling, right? And of course, like many other issues in Hajj, there's going to be a blend and a merge of the masail. There's Safar, Salah, and Sawm together. Everybody learn this. So Imam Al-Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala, hadith number 1941, he narrates from his teacher Ali ibn al-Madini rahimahullah, who narrates to Ibn Abi Awfa radiallahu anhu, who said, one day we were with the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on a journey. And the Prophet commanded a man to descend from his mount, get down from your camel, fajdahli, and pour me something to drink. Some water or some milk. Milk the camel, bring me some water, bring me a water skin to drink. The man said, O Messenger of Allah, the sun, Ash-Shams, meaning we're still fasting. Ash-Shams, the sun, it's not time yet. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, please get down and bring me the drink. Nah, it'll kabha, ride it, empty your cup, right? Same mentality. So, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he requested the man to do it again. He requested the man to do it again. On the third time, the man, he says, فَنَزَلَ, he got down from his camel, فَجَدَ حَلَهُ, and he milked the camel. He brought the water skin, فَشَرِبَ, and the Prophet drank. The Prophet drank. Then he pointed his hand, رَمَى بِيَدِهِ, he pointed his finger, and he said, when you see the night coming from here, and you see the day running from here, then it's time to break the fast. When you see the night approaching and the day leaving, it's time to what? Break the fast. It's time to break the fast. Next hadith. It's hadith number 1042, hadith 1043, or 1943, excuse me. Aisha radiallahu anha, the Prophet's wife, narrated that Hamza ibn Amr al-Aslami said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he asked him, should I fast while I travel? Can I fast while I travel? And this man was someone who always fasted when he traveled. Okay? Kana kathiru siyam, or he always fasted, excuse me. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, in shi'ta fasum, if you want to, then fast. When shi'ta fa'aftir, and if you want to, break your fast. You have the option of keeping your fast, and you have the option of what? Of breaking your fast. They didn't show all time. Now, the next chapter, before we get into this chapter here, chapter number 34 says, باب إذا صام أياما من رمضان ثم سافر. A man or woman is fasting days in Ramadan, and then they travel. Okay? Chapter number 35, it doesn't have a chapter heading. It's the narration of Abu Darda, which we'll get into. And chapter number 36 says, باب قول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لمن ذلل عليه واشتد الحر ليس من البر الصوم في السفر. When the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said about a man who was being fanned and shaded, and it was extremely hot outside, the Prophet, he said about this man, to fast while traveling is not an act of piety. Fasting while traveling isn't an act of piety. Chapter number 37. Imam Al-Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, listen carefully, باب لم يعب أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بعضهم بعضا في الصوم والإفطار. The companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam never criticized each other for fasting or breaking their fast when they travel. Hadith number 38. باب من أفطر في السفر ليراه الناس. Breaking the fast while traveling for people to see you. Intentionally drinking water in front of everybody so that people can see you breaking your fast while traveling. What's the lesson from these chapters before we even break them down? Is you see how Sahih Bukhari is what? It's cohesive. One chapter, all giving you a holistic view of the fiqh, of what to do, and the different ins and outs of traveling and fasting. It's optional. If it's a hardship, you shouldn't do it. Sometimes you do things in front of the people to teach them the sunnah. I want you to see me do it the way you can learn. It's okay. Oh, astaghfirullah, I can't do it. Bismillah. Drinking in front of everyone to know. Etc., etc., etc. Everybody clear with this or not? Khayr, inshallah. Alright, so that's extremely important with regards to Sahih Bukhari. As we said last week, how to read the book, how to study the book, how to learn the book. And Sahih Bukhari, without any doubt, like any other book, but especially this book, the more you put in, the more you learn about it, the more you understand how to decompress or decode, the greater the benefit will be. And the more Imam Al-Bukhari is a book that just sits on the library, it's the most authentic book after the Quran, and that's it. That's the only thing you know about it. Imam Al-Bukhari made 2 rak'ah before every hadith. That's all you know about it. Your benefit is going to be tremendous, but it's going to be limited. But when you learn the tools and how to take a trip inside of Imam Al-Bukhari's mind, right? Then you can extract much more from the book, right? And you have a greater appreciation for the nature of the book. Khayr, inshallah. May Allah Azza wa Jalla make us worthy of Imam Al-Bukhari's legacy. All right. So chapter number 33, briefly, we don't want to go on too long tonight, inshallah ta'ala. Imam Al-Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, or Hafiz bin Hajar rahimahullah, he says regarding this issue, and we'll try our best to summarize it with regards to what's best. As a matter of fact, we'll stop here. Yeah, inshallah, we don't have that much time. And hopefully next week, in the blessed month of Ramadan, whether we continue with the Kitab al-Siyam or another book, a smaller book, because it's going to be an entirely different atmosphere in the masjid. Normal people, 9 to 5 people, and unfortunately many people who only come to the masjid in Ramadan, right? Allah surely knows best, and with Him is all success. Wa jazakumullahu khairan. We'll take a few questions inshallah ta'ala before we stop tonight.